Super Smash Bros. Is all about bashing your opponent off the stage to secure a KO, and the stronger attack you're using, the higher chance you have of seeing them explode off the screen. Today, I'm going to look at the top 10 most powerful special attacks in the game. For this list, I used Mario as the practice dummy and Final Destination as the stage. For each attack, Mario was placed in the center of the stage, and I ranked the attacks based on the earliest percentage the attack would kill without the use of DI. There are a couple of attacks I didn't include for this list. The first is Hero's whack and thwack attacks. Both of these attacks are incredibly inconsistent, which makes it hard to determine where to place it, since RNG plays such a massive role in whether or not the attack will kill. The second is Peach's turnip attack, or more specifically when she pulls out a bomb. Obviously it's very powerful, but since the odds of this happening are insanely low, I again didn't think it fit well with the nature of this list. So with that out of the way, let's get started. I'll be ranking from the bottom to the top. Coming in at the bottom is Little Mac's fully charged straight lunge attack, which killed starting at 43%. It only killed at this percent when placed close to the opponent and without reversing the attack. It may be hard to pull this one off due to the charge time. Next up is the famous Falcon Punch, specifically reversing the attack while standing on the ground. This killed starting at 42%, which isn't too shabby. Unfortunately, it's pretty easy to dodge due to its drawn-out animation. Pichu comes in at number 8 with his Skull Bash attack. The fully charged version of this move killed starting at 40%. That may seem great, but the biggest downside to this move is the very, very long charge time. Marth's Shield Breaker is next, which killed starting at 39% at full charge. But if you want that result, you'll have to hit with the tip of his blade. If the opponent is on the inside of the attack, it'll have far less knockback. For the sake of comparison, Lucina's charged version of this attack killed starting at 60% at the tip, and weirdly killed 1% earlier if they were on the inside of the blade. So basically, Marth's version killed about 20% earlier than Lucina's. Coming up next is Ness's Thunder Tackle, which occurs when colliding PK Thunder with Ness's body. It barely beat out Shield Breaker by a tiny 1%, starting to kill at 38% when hitting an opponent in close proximity. If they're hit farther away from the start of the attack, it'll be much weaker. There are two attacks coming in at number 5 from two separate characters. First is Kirby's fully charged Hammer Flip, which began killing at 24%. Keep in mind that this attack is much weaker when used in the air. And also at number 5 is Little Mac's powerful KO Punch, which also killed at 24% and is also weaker when used in the air. Hero's full capacity Magic Burst is incredibly powerful, starting to kill at 23%. This attack's power is heavily dependent on how much magic you have saved up, so this is solely referring to the strongest version. Okay, now we're getting into the crazy powerful attacks. At number 3, we have Mr. Game & Watch's Judge attack, specifically when he pulls the number 9, which fittingly started to kill at 9%. This move is dependent on RNG, as Mr. Game & Watch will pull a random number from 1 to 9, which may have people question why I included this move and not Thwack or Whack. If this attack was inconsistent like Thwack or Whack, sometimes killing and sometimes not, then I wouldn't have included it. Basically, while the chances of hitting a 9 is based on RNG, the power of the attack when it hits a 9 isn't. It always killed at 9%. Hopefully that makes sense. At number 2, we have Ganondorf's deadly Warlock Punch. And I'm not talking just a normal Warlock Punch, or the reverse Warlock Punch. No, killing at 3% is an aerial reversed Warlock Punch. Wait, that didn't kill? Oh, that's right, you have to land the attack before he hits the ground. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. I'll have to give him a jetpack. Yeah, I know I'm kind of cheating here. As you can see, pulling off this kind of attack in a fight is highly unlikely. You'd have to find a high enough platform or use an item to realistically do it thanks to Ganon's short jump height. But if you can pull it off, it really packs a punch. Finally, at number 1 is Roy's Flare Blade, which began to kill at 0%? Yep, Mario didn't even need a single percent of damage to get obliterated by this move. Obviously, it's pretty easy to see this attack coming, but even still, its power shouldn't be understated. It is worth noting that if the opponent isn't in close proximity, the attack won't kill at 0%, although it'll still do a large amount of damage. And for the record, Chrom's version of this attack has the same power. So, that's about it. To those who might be curious, if I were to include Peach's bomb, it began to kill at 32%, which means it would have come in at number 6. It's really up to you whether or not you think that move should count. It's a bit of an oddball, but regardless, those are the most powerful special attacks. So be sure to keep your guard up when seeing them in a match. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Catch you later.